Hello everybody. This video is gonna just basically show the graphic novel reads I want to read in 2025. I already got a stack. This is before any other BS I might buy, and let's get into it. Some of it is stuff I just haven't got to, or I'm just gonna perpetually read. So, and I realize I got a lot of stuff I didn't read because I built this stack of stuff, and you know, it's a good decent sized stack here, and I could probably quintuple it 5 times, and I just don't know what 15 tuple is, which is why I didn't say it. Anyway, start with the easy ones. These perpetual reads, I like to call them. This is Love and Rockets. I'm just gonna read this indefinitely. I haven't finished the first 50 issues, so there's about 5 books in this little guy, and yeah, this is the 3rd book, I believe. So I'll just I've been reading maybe 2 a month on average or something like that, which is great because I could sit on them, I can think about them, I can review them a little bit. I knew from the beginning that I wasn't going to just speed through this comic necessarily. I was going to give it all the time I felt like giving it. So it's just always right by my bed. When I finish that hardcover, I go right to the next one. And then I'll probably, for volume 2, they were the thicker magazine sizes, and I have one of them. That's one of them, that those like thick ones you don't really see in like dollar bins and stuff, or for cheap, like you can even see some of the first 50. So I'll figure out how to get those. The next one that's always just being read is Watchmen, of course, but this is Watchmen Noir. I read Watchmen again last year, and I didn't actually necessarily plan to finish it, but when I got Watchmen Noir, I was like, well, let me finish this read that I'm on. I had maybe 7 issues left or something like that, so I can read it in this version. I really want to get the Inkle in this black and white version. It just looked really expensive. And yeah, it's bigger, it's black and white, and I made it a point to read all the back matter, and this time I won't. But I can go get through Watchmen Noir again. Then, one other one that's been on my list for a long time, it's been sitting here. This right here is my, like, in-queue read pile. Basically, this whole house is my to-read pile. But these are the ones where I've, like, fit it in this little square. And then if you can't fit it in this square, it needs to go to some secondary to-read pile. There's stuff like Something's Killing the Children that's been sitting here for, like, 2 years. So I will get to it eventually, I promise. And so this one's been there for a long time, and it's something I just really haven't just continued, and I really like it. Blood of the Virgin. I'm maybe, what does that look like? I'm probably about halfway. Yeah, that's halfway. I really like it, really enjoy it. This is one of those that cause buzz in the little alt comics, sort of, I don't even know what to call that sort of corner of indie comics, whatever they're called. And it finished, and they made a beautiful hardcover it, and I enjoy it a lot. It's just, a little bit bulky, so much like that Watchmen Noir is. In fact, a lot of these are bulky. They're not just something you necessarily throw in your backpack, or it has to be the only thing in your backpack kind of thing. So I want to finish this. I do really, really like it, and I do really, really want to finish it, and I want to, it's probably been 6 months since I read the last issue, so we've got to get to that. One that just came in, I got another one that I just don't finish that I like, and I just haven't finished it. One that just came in and has had lots of buzz in those circles is Sunday by Olivier Schrauwen, who's I've enjoyed everything I've read from him. He's just a real weirdo. I guess, sometimes I'm caught saying I don't like the silliness in underground comics, like the Crumb and stuff like that. But I often find, I say that about like Autobio too and stuff, but I often find myself a liar when I find the right kind that I like. And so Schrauwen is that sort of just really strange life irony that he does. And this is a thick one too, but there's a lot of, it's not quite as wordy as some other comics. So it's going to be very much a sort of a cartoonist journey. Uh-oh, poor cat. It's going to be a little bit of a cartoonist journey on that one, but this is a thick baby there. Something that was also on here and I picked it up once or twice, and I didn't continue with it. And a little bit is just my weirdness of being the kind of guy that doesn't like comic strips. I really just don't like comic strips. Whenever I hear people talking about like Prince Valiant and, you know, Crazy Cat and all these being good, I just don't like comic strips. I barely like single issue stories. And I know it's really hot right now to be like, we need to get back to a full story. And I mean, that's not my thing. So these are like, you can see each page has a title, right? So they're basically strips, but like just short one pagers. And I guess that one's a 2-pager, it looks like. And well, you know, it's just hard for me to continue to pick this up. I guess in theory it should be easy. You just put a bookmark and just pick it up every now and then. If I try to read in at least half-an-hour blocks. And, you know, if you finish something, sometimes you still have that 5 or 10 minutes left. I guess if this is near me, I could always just read or 1 or 2. I don't know. I love Paco Roca, though. I love his other stuff that I've read. It's just that format that doesn't click with me. But that doesn't mean that I won't figure it out. This one could do as a set, I've been grabbing these Den books, and I've read number 1, and I am not a great knowledgeable person of Richard Corben. I have my little issues and magazines and stuff of heavy metal and stuff like that. And there's something I really like about Corben's art, and there's something I really don't like about Corben's art. It's easier to like it when you read it, though. Just stick with it, then you can sort of like it. And I have a little bit easier time with Corben's style, thinking that it's a precursor to something. Normally, when something's a precursor, I think it's just made an excuse for it to be old and not as good, and for something that's less original that's better to not get its due. But Corben is that, where it's a precursor, but it's also very good. So I have a number 2 and 3 of Den to read. I accidentally bought 2 issues of number 3 like an idiot, which is a big waste of money because these are not cheap. Dark Horse does not make things cheap. I also have Murky World, which I maybe read about a third of. I started then, Den started coming out, so started reading those. I hope they continue though with the non-Den stories, but we'll see. I imagine Den is the big seller. And then I have not finished this. I've read to page 40 at least twice. And saying that you read to page 40 in this book is no big deal. So, and I liked it. I've loved it. I've loved what I've read. It says, basically read this and then started over because it was a couple months, and I'm going to start over again. Maybe I'll skim those 40 pages. I love the art. I've already flipped through it. I've already sat like this. Maybe that's why I don't stop it, because I already sat like this and looked at everything and stuff. This was on a lot of top lists, maybe 4 years ago. It's been sitting, waiting to be read. My wife doesn't like it on the front, in the bookshelf, in the front room. It's where it's been for 3 years. So I guess now it's gonna go there in my queue here. And then we're almost done. And then I got the little bit of the Argentina section. So shout out to all the Argentina people in the community, all one of you. So Hidden River, this has been up there for a while too. This one is not as famous, but I know it's a 1920 Argentine author, Roberto Arlt, while first developing his own quest as a writer, published an essay on his uneasy experiences with esoteric groups in Buenos Aires. Who knows what the fuck this is about, but we're going to read it. I own it. We're going to read it. Looks pretty cool. And then Mort Cinder. So this is part of the Breccia stuff, and so I enjoy it. I've actually read a decent amount of this, but I just need to make it as the book I'm reading, so then I don't forget about it. It's got padding, it's all nice, and along the same lines, drawn by Breccia. This is also by Osterheld, so this is the Eternaut, and I have the other Eternaut. add that to my list too. I don't think they'd be too tough to read altogether. So just now it's on my list of things I will read this year, and hopefully I do it. And then last but not least is, and this is a sort of a stand-in for a lot of things. I think I'm going to read a few different comic adaptations of Dracula, and then probably even read the novel. Why not? So, I mean, a lot of this is not the Dracula that Tynion wrote that just came out from Image, although this did just come out, this year or last year. And it is, I guess it's Georges Bess. So it's a French or Belgian artist. He got commissioned to do a Bram Stoker's Dracula. And this didn't really move the needle for people in the community that I saw. But I mean, in a different way, because I know the Dracula that Tynion wrote, I can't think of the artist now. So that's who I should be talking about. A lot of people really loved the art in that book, and I think that is a good thing, but it was more of a painterly, colorful sort of look, where this is very, very strong line, black and white, illustration-ish. So, and some of it really is beautiful. I mean, as I flip through this is one of them I do really want to read. I also have the Frankenstein book that was put out. I think there's one other horror book, and I didn't get it because I hadn't read these, and I need to just stop buying stuff to buy it. But, there's obviously been a whole bunch of adaptions of Dracula, so I'll probably read a few of them, I think. At least this one, and I'll wait for that Image Comics one, the one from Skybound or whatever. I'll wait for that one to come out, and then read that one. So that's it. These are on my 2025 graphic novel to read pile. Let me know what you guys are reading, and if there's something that could be connected to this that I should pick up that I'm missing out on. Thanks.